Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I had a little something different. I wanted to show you what I am doing with these canvas pieces. I got these from Value Village. They were in the bag with the paper, and that was the whole reason I got it, was because of these. Because I thought they would make good journal covers. There were 2 of them in the bag. And I wanted to just go ahead and show you how I had decided that I was going to cover them. Excuse me. I got these napkins at Dollarama for $1.25. There's 20 napkins in here. So I thought they were really pretty. They were there when back in Valentine's Day. So they have the hearts and the roses and the little cookie cutters and stuff on them. But I thought they were really pretty. So I decided to use it. Figured, why not? So what I did, let's see if I can get this to work the first time. I didn't want them this thick. So I peeled, if I can get it to come off, I peeled them apart. They're like super easy, and they come apart, I mean, incredibly easy. And I don't know, let's see, I know for the other one, basically for this, I just lined it up to see where I wanted it. And I had the little, you can't wrap it with just one side. So I decided that the line on it, the little border that they have going through the middle, would be my middle. Because I figured that was the best option to have. And then it would just wrap around the excess. So what I did first was painted it. I painted this on my other one, which I will show you the finished one after this. I took just regular, washable paint, non-toxic washable paint in red. And I just put a coat of red on here. So let me get a different brush so I can do that. And unfortunately, my brushes don't like to keep their bristles. I mean, they're not expensive brushes or anything like that. So, I mean, they're cheap. So you might see some bristles come off, but it's okay because, there we go. It's going to be covered anyway. So, I mean, you're just putting this on here. Basically, I just wanted it so that and I just got it on my table. See, this is why you're supposed to have stuff underneath your project so you don't get it on your table. But, you know, I don't remember. And it's okay, it'll wash off. So, I just put a quick coat of paint on it. And I'm making a mess, that's okay. Like I said, it will wash. It's not a big deal. But I liked it because the red actually didn't come out as red. It was more of a pink color. on the white, because I guess because of the white on the canvas, it's more of a pink color on here, and I liked that. Then you can just take your napkin and blot off any excess that you don't want on there. And it comes out as a nice pink color. So when you put your napkin on, the white isn't going to show through. It's going to blend in basically with the napkin. So you don't have to worry about having like this really bright white patch behind one of the flowers or anything like that. Now, if you don't mind that, then you can skip this step and just go straight to covering it. But yeah, that's all you gotta do. You know, make sure your sides are covered. And then you just have to let this dry, and once it's, with this stuff, it takes maybe a half an hour to fully dry. I mean, it does not take long at all. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I will be back once it's fully dry, and we will finish up putting the napkin on it. So I will be back when it's dry. Okay, we're back. So I just took a blow dryer and used a blow dryer on it to dry it a little bit faster. Dries it in like 2 minutes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cover the canvas in a layer of Mod Podge, and then we will stick our napkin on top of it. You have to work quick because it does start to dry a little bit while you're working with it. So you just, and it doesn't have to be like super thick or anything like that, just enough so that it sticks basically, because we're going to be putting another layer on top. So you just get it all covered. And I like the Mod Podge that I got. I like it because it's actually gloss. I don't know that I think I actually paid attention when I went and bought it, and I actually bought the gloss on purpose so that everything would be shiny. So here comes the hard part. Basically, you want to get this kind of in the middle, and you have a little bit of leeway to work with it, but not much, because if you pull too much on it, once the napkin is wet, it will rip. I had a little bit of a tear on the other one, so you have to just be quick with it and super careful. Now, if it has some wrinkles, it's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. If your project is a little wrinkled, it actually adds a little character to it, I think. But you just want to be careful that you do not rip it, because the napkins are very delicate once they are wet. So once you get it pretty much the way you want it, which I think that's pretty good. See, this is what I was talking about. If you pull it too hard, it does rip. Now, you can kind of smush it back and cover up the hole a little bit. And when the Mod Podge goes on there, you'll just have to be careful in that corner. So what we're going to do now is cover the top layer, or cover the top in a layer of Mod Podge. And this will help strengthen up the napkin. And put a little extra on this so that it hardens up a little bit extra strong there. And all you're doing is putting a layer of Mod Podge on. That's all. And you can see all of the wrinkles in the napkin, which is fine. It's not the end of the world if it comes out wrinkled. And you will see what we do with the napkin on the edges. Some people might just, trim them off. I don't. I just wrapped it around because you're going to cover on the inside anyway. And with the napkin being as thin as it is, it's not that big of a deal to just wrap it around. So there is our top layer. Now, ideally, you want this to dry before going to the other side, because if you put this down on anything, of course, the Mod Podge is going to stick, and you don't want that. So I am going to try to use the hair dryer on it again, see if I can get it to dry pretty quick, and I will be back when it's dry enough to flip over. Okay, we're back. It's still tacky, but it is good enough that we can flip it over, I think. Let's hope so. So we're going to carefully take that off because, of course, we have some extra Mod Podge on the back. We're going to flip this over. And basically, you are going to put Mod Podge on the bottom. You can see I'm getting a little bit of a bowing to the canvas because of the heat, but that's okay. So we're going to put this along the edges. And let's see, how far does this go up? It goes up pretty far. And again, it doesn't have to be, super thick or anything. And you're just going to smooth it down. And do the top. And then, whoop, sorry about that. Did not, okay. Did not mean to push the camera. Okay. Then you're going to do the edges. And at the same time, go ahead and cover. Make sure you're getting the sides as well. But cover your folded over parts. Go ahead and cover it with a layer of Mod Podge again. And cover your sides. And it's okay if you have extra Mod Podge. It's not going to hurt it. And you're going to cover it anyway with some cardstock. So you won't even notice. Just get the side covered. Then you are going, I'm going to put a little bit more there. Okay. And you're just going to take it and fold it to where it's right there at the edge. And it doesn't have to be that pretty on the inside because you are going to be covering it. Then just layer it with another layer of the Mod Podge, making sure that you get your edges so that they are reinforced just like the top. I hope I'm not putting my head in the camera. Trying to keep it out of there. Okay. Put another quick wet layer on here. And as my paper moves everywhere. Again, just stick it down. And it does not have to be pretty. Okay. That is that. That is done. That just has to dry. And then afterwards you put some paper. When it's fully dry, you'll put some paper down on the top. This is the paper that I chose for it. I thought it matched really well color-wise, and it was something different, and it has, you know, the flowers and such. So this is actually the other side that I did, the other panel. So you can see there are wrinkles, but it just gives it character. And then on the inside, this is the paper. So once it's fully dry, usually you'll get like, you'll get like these little, glue spots where it sticks to the paper. You just pull them off. And then you trim down your paper to fit. Glue it on with some wet glue. Let it dry for, you want to let it dry for a good while. And when you're letting it dry, what I did is I put it face down and then put something heavy on top of it so that it stayed still and it was sticking really well, because otherwise it's not going, it doesn't want to stick when you first put it on there. So it'll start pulling up on the edges. So if you put it face down and have something heavy on it, it will stay there. And it's, it's just easier that way. So I will come back when this is completely dry, and we will go ahead and add the paper to that at the end. So yeah, come back for that. And it'll be a while. This will take a while to dry. So for you, it won't be, but a couple seconds. But yeah, we will be back when this dries. All right, so we are back. And again, I just took a blow dryer to it. It's not 100% completely dry, but it's dry enough that we can glue on top of it. So I don't measure per se. Basically, I just find a spot that I want for my cover. And then I put it on, which I'm going to put it on upside down, and I line it up based off of leaving a small edge. So what I do is I line it up to where I want the edge of, you can see that that is a good spot. So what I do, you can leave edging or you can go all the way, it doesn't matter. But what I do, so that it comes out about right, I line it up like that. Now if I went ahead and marked it, of course, it would be too big. So what I do is I slide it down to where there's about an inch or so, half an inch on the top and the bottom. And then I mark it. And all I'm doing is going and just putting a little mark there and putting a little mark here. That's all I do. Just a little nick that you can see. Let's see, that you can see on the underside. That's all I do. And then I just take and I make sure that I'm getting the part in it that I want. So here's the one, here's the other. So let's see, I did it that way. Yep, so I want to, where did that mark go? I want to cut across this way and across this way. That makes sense. Yeah, I want to cross this way because I want this section on here. So if I want, I got to cut here and I got to cut here. So I'm going to put the first mark in, just line it up where my, let's see if I can get this further in the camera. Whoop. There we go. So I just line it up to where the first nick is at the bar, where the little slice is going to be made. Cut it off, and that's good to go. Then I find my second mark, and I want this area, so this part's going to go over here. Just line it up where the nick is again and chop it. So then hopefully, you know, since I didn't measure, and then also too what I do is I make sure, let's see, I check to see which side I kind of want to be the upside on the cover. So I want it like that. So then this, let's see, do I want it this way this time? I think I want it this way. So then if I stick it here, as you can see, I have a good size border. Now you can make it, let me see. Okay. This camera does not want to move. All right, there we go. So as you can see that I have a good size border here. You can make it larger, smaller, however you want to do it. It's a little bit bigger than my last one, but that's okay. I don't mind. Like I said, it's just however you want it. So then, of course, you know, you just put your glue on and stick it on there. And you got to be quick with the glue, of course, because you don't want it to start drying on you before you have a chance to stick it on there. This glue does not like coming out, like, at all. Usually I have to glue it in the corners again because they do not want to stick down at first. Okay. Make sure we've got it the right way. Just like that. And stick it down. And I like to just go back and reinforce the corners and the sides, because like I said, when you first put them down, they do not want to stick. They basically want to come back up, and this is why this is why it's good to have this turned upside down while it's drying, just for that simple reason. Is these sides do not like to stay down on their own. They need a little encouragement. Now the canvas pieces that I used for anyone in Canada, you can get those at the Dollarama. They have 3 or 4 different sizes that you can use. Yeah, see, this side's already coming back up. So once you have your sides glued back down and your corners glued back down, you want to go ahead, flip it over. And what I do, which it's a little unconventional, but it works for me. I gotta get up to get it. It's heavy enough that it works. I have this box. You know, it works. I have not put anything in this box yet because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It was a gift from my mother-in-law. It's super nice box, but it works for this project. It works to hold it down. And tomorrow morning I'll be able to take this off and it will be like this. All the sides will be glued down and this is how it will look, basically. Yeah. So, like I said, you can get the canvas pieces at Dollarama for Canadians. They're the smaller ones. You can get 3 in a pack. The larger ones, I want to say the other ones are all, they come as 1, but I don't remember. The middle size could be 2 possibly in a pack. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the smaller ones are around this size. I think they might be a little bit smaller, but I think they're close to this size, and they come 3 in a pack. So it's a good little way of making some journal covers. I have not figured out yet how I want to do the binding for this. I'm still researching, so once I figure that out. I did, however, which I will probably do another video on, I did tea stain some papers. Not as much as I want yet. I just, the water got cold and I was running out of time basically, so I just did what I could and they came out pretty good. These 2 on the top, you can see the little, well, I don't know if you can see the speckles on the paper. That, interestingly enough, I have cookie sheets that have rust on them. And that's what happened, are those speckles, which are kind of interesting. You know, so hey, if you want speckles on your tea dye paper, use a rusty pan. So, but yeah, they turned out pretty good. I like them. I used what tea I had on hand, which it was like a variety. The smell didn't stay with it, so I'm okay with that. But it was like a variety of different teas, because it's all I had on hand. I gotta actually buy some more tea. But yeah, they were pretty easy to do. So I might make a video of those. I don't know yet, because I don't know if I can get this set up that great in my kitchen. But yeah, so that was the project for today. I hope you enjoyed. You know, we'll see. I'm hoping I can finish this journal, making it. Like I said, I got to figure out what I want to do for the binding and go from there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for my next one, and I will see you guys then. Bye.